Being recorded.
Morning and afternoon and evening. Welcome to our today's session. Is about very important topic. Is very foundational topic of Dr. Stephen Covey's legend books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this book introduced a lot of and various kind of concepts to the world that proved to be a very popular book in the business world, in the personal development field. And one of the key concepts which Stephen Covey mentioned and elaborates very well and try to convince the people is about the way we see, the way we perceive the things and people and behavior is the problem. And that cover in the quote he often quotes, the way we see the world is the problem. The way we see the problem is the problem. So, and that is a topic for our today's. A lot of people, they were telling me about let's learn something, key ideas from the 7 Habits book. And then we have started now a new series of key ideas from the book. And today I'm presenting and I'm trying to explain this idea, that what does it mean by the way we see the problem is the problem, is a very vast notion, is a multi-dimensional thing, but it's originated from our paradigm. It's connected with the way how we see the things, how my world is with me. That is more connected with it. And we will cover the whole next 30 minutes for this. Before going to this important topic, I would like to say, if you haven't joined my YouTube channel, there will be in description below. Very welcome to join my YouTube channel, where I make videos on personal development and spirituality. Along, there is a blog as well, which is maratibali.com. You are also welcome to subscribe, where I write also on personal development and on very important spiritual issues as well, which is related with productivity. So now from this session, what you are going to learn, we will read couple of reading paragraphs from the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And also there are a couple of learning outcomes we will going to achieve it. And like, for example, why people love to teach techniques to go ahead in their fields, in their next situation of the world. They want to love techniques. They want to learn quick fix and quick solution of the problem, and its resolution as well. Why people tend to focus on acute problem and the pain, that we also going to learn. So also there is a problem between boss and the employee, and the boss also feels very insecurity from his or her employees, because they have been disloyal with the boss and the company many times. Why this happen as well? This notion, the problem, the way we see the problem is the problem, also connect that if boss try to reward or do some sort of punishing the employee, how this will resolve the problem in the offices, at the workplace. That is also with it as well. Many people, they don't feel peace and comfortable and become happy, even though they work very hard every day. And at the end they're not following their passion. At the end, they have money, but they don't have delightfulness, serenity, and love, and true happiness as well. Why it is that? Also, there is a two type of approach for getting the success in our world. One is the quick fix success or quick way of getting success. We often call it smart way of success, of being successful. And other is a proper way of successful. What is the difference, and how does it relate with today's topic? Last but not the least is about people often learn the techniques for short-term goals, and they often neglect or avoid to have a long-term and more everlasting impactful results, in personal or also in office or in family orientation, if they are interacting with one of these areas of life, but they are not able to make long-term results. Therefore, they will remain unhappy, sad, angry, aggressive, living a mediocre life. So we will try to find the answer of these questions which I mentioned from today's important key idea from the book, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. There are 5 paragraphs from the book, and our Zoom audience and myself, we will uh, read all together, and we will try to pick couple of sentences and further key reasons why people are not able to see the things uh, as in a different dimension, but they see the problem uh, in a negative way, in an incorrect way, with faulty paradigms, uh, on why it is. So this is a part one, because it's a vast topic. So I will cover this idea and related important topics in 2-3 episodes. So today is a part one for this important. We will try to understand why people have the problem in their faulty thought pattern thinking, or perception, faulty perception, and incorrect paradigms, and then whatever they will receive, or they will interact with other relationships, as a to the wife or to the husband or to the children, to the employee, co-worker, boss, and in public life, in other public life as well, they are failed. And this is the greatest dilemma in our today's present modern world. Mostly people, uh, they learn, uh, how do you do it, obviously, and they often ask other people how you did this, how what are the techniques you achieve this. For example, if somebody is a successful businessman, we go to that person and we approach them and ask, how did you become the businessman or business lady? uh, and we want to learn quick techniques, and we want to implement in our life. The same thing, if we admire a family oriented person, uh, a girl or a boy, a man or lady, and then we try to learn quickly that what are the quick techniques to become a great in relationships. So, and the same thing, if somebody is becoming a millionaire or a rich person, then we try to take couple of quick uh, tips and hints to become a rich. So this attitude is a problem for many peoples. Why they are not successful, and this is the dilemma in today's world. And they change their own personal life on a cosmetic level. Yeah, and for example, if I have a headache, then I will take a Disprin and I will feel little relaxed. but it's for temporary, for a couple of hours. The same thing if I'm unhappy, my life has a huge gap in different dimensions, then I will try to take what Stephen Covey call it social aspirin and make myself happy temporarily. Yeah. So, and obviously this is a very temporarily solution, because the way we see the problem is the problem. The Our perception is actually the biggest problem, and perception is formed based on your background experiences, your nurturing, your worldview, which you had been in your previous life, in your past, and from that past lens, you want to see your future, and obviously that will be create a very unpredictable and insecure future because of that thingy. So so let's see, let's try to learn from the paragraph, and what we see how the Stephen Covey described this. So if you are watching me on Facebook Live, then you also can join us on Zoom. There is a link on Zoom, and you can see my shared screen, and you can read as quick text in more interactive way as well. So I would ask Jenny if she can start the reading, and then we will further go.
The way we see the problem is the problem. People are intrigued when they see good things happening in the lives of individuals, families, and organizations that are based on solid principles. They admire such personal strength and maturity, such family unity and teamwork, such adaptive, synergistic organizational culture. And their immediate request is very revealing of their basic paradigm. How do you do it? Teach me the techniques. What they're really saying is, give me some quick fix advice or solution that will relieve the pain in my own situation. They will find people who will meet their wants and teach these things, and for a short time, skills and techniques may appear to work. They may eliminate some of the cosmetic or acute problems through social aspirin and band-aids.
Thank you. It's a great reading. So these are the things which I just already mentioned in a briefly way. So let's have a look in more close up. What does it mean that? For example, if you are overweight, and mostly in our world, people are conscious about body weight more, or our obesity situation. So now there are three approaches you can do. One is a very quick fix. You go to any clinic and make a surgery and pay them heavy money, and just they will take out all fat and through different techniques and make you slim, and then absolutely you got the success. The other solution is you will make the changes in your lifestyle, not only in thinking pattern, but also in choosing the wise nutrition, doing the exercise regularly and persistent, uh, in a persistent way, and also the other way of techniques, how you will make your body more in a good shape. Or you can go to gym as well. So this is a second approach. Now the quick fix, which is the first approach, do you think that is your goal to become a slim, or is your goal to achieve the peace in your life? So if you are changing in the fundamental level of your lifestyle, and how you will get ultimate or true happiness and success as well. If you are thinking that only once you will become slim you will become happy, that thought is actually the faulty thought itself. But if you think that that after becoming slim, you will achieve lot of other things on the fundamentally in your life. That is the ultimate and the right uh, thinking and feelings in your life. So that is the way how you can compare the two approaches, and we can choose which is the best. But the problem is the chronic problem will remain as it is. After doing the surgery from the doctor with the heavy investment and the payment, there is a possibility that you will become again more fat because you did not work on your fundamental problem of your lifestyle or eating habits. So that's why the quick fix or the way we see the problem was the faulty problem, and we have to replace with a principle centered paradigms, that what is the really and why I need to reduce my weight. And if I work on this, then my all problems will resolve for long term, and then I will change my life from the origin, from the right from the root. And that's why this notion, the way we see the problem is the problem, describes very, very importantly. So also let's try to see from the boss point of view. Our boss in the companies, in the businesses, when they're working with the employee, mostly boss or manager or owner of the business, they are in sort of frustration and insecurity because they know that their employee will not work for the company. They just are working for time passing, moaning, gossips, backbiting, leg pulling. Uh, and even if I go for my holiday, one holiday, then on my back, on my the office work will go in smooth because of their irresponsibility. And this fear in the minds of owners, that make that person insecure more, and that insecurity will give and emphasize that person or business owner to take some couple of tasks, to couple of quick fix. Then might be your employees start to work better. And many of these things he or she will try to get motivated the staff is to changing on a cosmetic level in the office. Maybe they will try to change the role, swapping the role of each other within the office. Maybe try to increment in the salary. Maybe try to give more some bonuses to the employees so they can get more motivated. Maybe also boss try to punish some those employees who are not doing good so that he or she can set an example for the rest of the employee. And there are so many quick fix he or she can try to do. But do you think that he or she can make a difference really in the office? Until how he or she see the problem will be the problem. So that is the question. That's a great question. If any boss or and business owner will think that how he or she needs to see the things happening in the office in a different way. If he or she is perceiving the things in the same way, uh, traditional way, obviously that employee will remain disloyal. Uh, Employees are not great. Employees always do leg pulling, and employees will always here for just money or taking a salary from 9 to 5, and then They don't have any emotional connectivity with their work, with the company. And when they will get new job, they will go. They will resign. So, I mean, this is a huge insecurity for people. And obviously, that's a reality as well. But the great people, the great managers, the great owners of the business or entrepreneurs, they see the problems in a very different way. Then they will not see these consequences in their offices anymore. And so let's try to see why Stephen Covey is emphasizing on this very notion as well. So he also further say that the problem lies is because of personality ethics we believe. Mostly we are believe that there are certain set of techniques and quick fix, and if we do it, then the problems will be resolved. We call Stephen Covey call is what is called personality ethics thinking, and which is a temporary thinking, but everyone is practicing. For example, if I want to do the job, I want to, find the job. I will find a company. I will go there. I will brush my proper hairs and make a good representation and certain words and sentences and fluent language, confidently makeup and language I will adopt. And in the interview, I will try to emphasize or impact on that person of my personality, and then the HR manager will hire me, and then I got the success. No, it's not. It does not happen like this. You may get the job by doing these quick fixes or changing on a cosmetic level, but the true success and true happiness will only be possible when you will make changes on a ground level, on the root level. Until you will not study about your strength, your skills, and your contribution in the new company where you are applying for the job, you cannot become happy, you cannot make a big difference. Yes, temporary differences, temporary changes you can do. And that's because the way we see the thing, the way we see the problem is the problem. The way we approach to achieve the success is the problem. So, for example, there is a quote the Stephen Covey is writing on behalf of a manager. He mentions that I have taken course after course on effective management training. I expect a lot out of my employees, and I work hard to be friendly towards them and to treat them right, but I don't feel any loyalty from them. I think if I were homesick for a day, they would spend most of their time gabbing at the water fountain. Why I can't train them to be independent and responsible or find employees who can be? Question mark. And that's a thought of that employee, which I mentioned already. And in our office environment, there is too much freedom we have to give. Otherwise, employee will resign you. They will switch to another company. That's a sense of irresponsibility is everywhere, and that is destroying our office culture, our personal motivation, and it keep us away beyond to achieving my departmental goal, my organizational goal, and that is a big problem for leaders who are running the companies, who are running the businesses. Now the question is, what is the solution? Obviously, we in this part one, I'm not going to give you the solution what Stephen Covey is thinking. We are just trying to understand the problem. That that's we are emphasizing today. So let's try to learn from the next paragraph what Stephen Covey is saying. Um, and he more, Stephen Covey focus on personality ethics, because the personality ethics is a root cause of not being happier in our personal life and at work as well. uh, this quick fix mindset has creating a lot of problem still today. That's why it was pointed out in 1989 when Stephen Covey wrote this book, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, and why it became popular and it calls the Bible of 20th century, because he pointed out the root cause of the problem at the workplace, at the personal level as well. And that's why the personality ethics is a great concept, and actually it's a awareness which Stephen Covey has introduced it. So let's try to learn more from the paragraph, and then we will go for further. So if Jenny, if you can read it, please, for us.
The personality ethics. The personality ethic tells me I should make some kind of dramatic action. 1, shake things up, cosmetic improvements. 2, make heads roll. That would make my employees shape up, punishing. 3, and appreciate what they have, on seeing good things. 4, or that I would find some motivational training program that would get them committed. 5, or even that I would hire new people that would do a better job. But is it possible that under that apparently disloyal behavior, these employees question whether I really act in their best interest? Do they feel like I'm treating them as mechanical objects? Is there some truth to that? Deep inside, is that really the way I see them? Is there a chance the way that I look at the people who work for me is part of the problem?
Yeah, thank you. It's a great reading. So that's how already I mentioned that what the leader can do, but that leader is sort of not a polished leader. That leader who is in formal position in the company, and he or she tries to do changes or improvement on a cosmetic level, like I said, by uh, punishing or appreciating or giving the reward, or offer the heavily invested motivational training as well. Nowadays the training company, like I belongs to also training industry. uh, it's a multi-millionaire or billionaire industry as well. So it's a multi-billionaire industry there, but it is good for many people, and some people they get huge benefit from this training. But mostly people, if they are not convicted with or have a conviction for their personal connectivity with the workplace goal, then these trainings are waste of money and time. And that's because of personality ethics. The personality ethics will not let you to learn something for everlasting and long achieving results. But the problem, even still, in spite of this, even the boss try to give some command the people at work. They try that, oh, my boss is very authoritative, and try to leg pull the boss as well, and making the fun of the boss, and make the other co-worker against the boss, against the company's management. And that's politics start, and it never ends until you change the company, or until the boss will hire the new person and will give the temporary relief. And that's the problem will continue. Like I said, uh, these are all aspirin or dispirin quick fix if we can do. That will not bring the life changes in at workplace, in not only in the boss or manager's eye, but on a personal level as well. You will not be able to achieve. So That's why Stephen Covey says there is so much to do, but the problem is there is never enough time. He further writes, I feel pressured and hassles all day, every day, 7 days a week. That's the typical boss has a problem. That boss also says, I have attended time management seminars and I have tried half a dozen different planning systems. They have helped me some, but it still don't feel I'm living with the happy, productive, peaceful life I want to live. Not from the employee point of view, it's not. He further writes that the personality ethics tells me there must be something out there, some new planner or seminar that will help me handle all these pressures in a more efficient way. You know, many boss or directors, they likes to attend more seminars, more training, more new learning, uh, and they do. They invest heavily with the training company and corporations as well, but they try to do something different on a cosmetic level because they are not seeing the problem in the personal fault, the how he or she is perceiving about employees or the work or about the people, possibly lack of fault of paradigms about people, negativity may that person held in the mind, that is a problem, or internal bias and grudges uh, can also make situation more worse when he or she is thinking about other employees as well, because these employees may have come from different background because of the racist or racial impact or polluted mind. That person is trying something else, and the way he or she is seeing the problem is the problem. So we have to look this scenario in a very different way. He further says in the book, but is there a chance that the efficiency is not the answer? Is getting more things done in less time is going to make a difference? Or will it just increase the pace at which I react to the people and circumstances that seem to control my life? That's the feelings will have. More importantly, if we implement that idea, the problem not lies in my wife, or the problem is not lie in my husband. The problem is possibly within me, how I am perceiving my wife, how I am judging my husband, and that's why we don't feel a love for each other the way we used to have for each other. And therefore, when we are at the bedtime, we doing using the phone continuously. We never make love each other. We never express our feelings to each other. Just we are more strangers now because I have lost the trust on each other because of the fault in my thinking. And instead of being I should blame myself, I try to blame you. You are responsible who are making the broken relationship with each other. You are the root cause. You. So that problem, the way I'm seeing the problem is the problem. And that's happened in a lot of marriages which are in divorce or in separation. And the person says in the book, Stephen Covey says, could there be something I need to see in a deeper, more fundamental way? Some paradigm within myself that affects the way I see my time, my life, and my own nature. That is a question. Further, what is the most disaster feeling that person may have if that person does not change the way how he or she is thinking. In the book, Stephen Covey says, "My marriage has gone flat. We don't fight or anything. We just don't love each other anymore. We have gone counseling. We have tried a number of things, but we just can't seem to rekindle the feeling we used to have." Why? Because the problem we see, the problem is the problem. Problem does not lie there. Problem lies here. You are the origin of the problem because your mind is thinking that he or she is a problem. So that change we have to bring uh, the the thought change in the thought level. So let's try to learn in the next paragraph what Stephen Covey is saying. So if I request the Jenny if she can read it.
The personality the personality ethic tells me there must be some new book or some new seminar where people will get all their feelings out that would help my wife understand me better. Or maybe that it's useless and only a new relationship will provide the love I need. But is it possible that my spouse isn't the real problem? Could I be empowering my spouse's weaknesses and making my life a function of the way I'm treated? Do I have some basic paradigm about my spouse, about marriage, about what love really is that is feeding the problem? Can you see how fundamentally the paradigms of the personality ethic affect the very way we see our problems as well as the way we attempt to solve them?
Thank you. It's a great reading. So you see that that's the approach. If you try to change to see, uh, could be the best solution for you. And the important question you can see: is it possible that my spouse is not the real problem? And could I be empowering my spouse weaknesses and making my life a function the way I am treated? It's a brilliant thought which I can, and I ask the question to myself, and that could save my life because that basic paradigm about my spouse or about marriage or the love uh, is the problem, and that happens. That's why many people are in extramarital relationships in the world because they think that the problem is in my wife. That's why I should go for making a new wife or a new girlfriend. Many people or girlfriends or the ladies also thinks the problem is in with my husband or my partner. That's why because he cannot change and he cannot respect my sentiment, that's why I'm going to make my new boyfriend and a new relationship and a new dating plan. I will manipulate in my mind, and that makes the situation more worse because no one is able and making the things responsible yourself because your mind is actually based on egoistic paradigm blaming other because fundamental action or the thought of any ego is to blame other. You are responsible, I'm not, you. And that's a scientifically also proven that when the problem arises and you are blaming, even the facts are telling the other person is at fault. But that problem, that is also the fundamental fault in your thought because you are empowering the problem. You are admitting that you don't have power to change the things. You are not taking responsibility. It's absolutely like if my child is doing wrong things in school at home and I'm trying to blame the child. You are bad child. You are a bad girl. You are a bad son or daughter, and you are very naughty. You are horrible child. Is that fault is going to resolve the issue, or the if mother or dad is trying to rethink the situation, I'm responsible to making change not only in my thinking pattern about my child, but also it will help my child to make a new direction where she or he can make a difference as a child. That will going to be help. So the problem is problem is with my mental mind, my paradigm about my wife. So when any person does marry with any girl or any with any husband, you will have a set or fix, I think, that label or a shape that, oh, husband is look like this. That is a part of husband. Every husband is it should be like this. So you have some idealistic frame about husband. The same thing, the husband will have a figure, an imagination about a typical wife or a traditional wife, and that should be inside that person. But when they marry and live together, they, because of narrow mindedness, they don't want to see them beyond these certain image of the wife or being a husband about each other. And when the other person try to show a little different attitude or behavior, then we try to see it as a offensive, and we see, oh, hello, husband don't speak like this. Oh, hello, wives don't do like this. I don't think you are a better wife. I don't think you are a sincere husband. And we try to exchange the things because of this problem. So the fundamental change we need to make, that we have to see the wife and the husband beyond their formal labels, because every person is very diverse and he or she can do lot of things than expected. So when that person is doing some extraordinary things or giving you a third alternative or showing the other alternative, and when that you start to take as an offensive, that you don't want to accept, because you did not allow your mind to think that wife or that husband beyond the formal set expectation. And because of these closed mind or narrow mindedness, we lost the relationship, and that's mostly ending separation or divorce if it persists more as well. So that is one of the thing why teenage boys and girls, they are rebellious. Often people say they are very rebellious against parents, and parents don't bother to teenage girls and boys as well either, because they see the problem is the problem. So that's how is. The last thing is about today's topic is about, now there are two different approaches of success. One is you want to win the heart of your wife or husband. There always you get the two solution. One is a quick solution, another is a permanent and everlasting natural solution. Quick solution is you can go at the top of mountain with effort, step by step, holding the difficulties when you are going, and you facing difficulties, but you are going up and up, and maybe you will fall down, and then you will go again and again in a bad weather, in a bad climate, but still you are going. Imagine you are going on the mountain of K2, and that K2 mountain is most difficult mountain. But when you are going there and you are conquering and winning on that adventure trip, and you have to admit that you will face difficulties, you will, there will be lot of disappointments, you will have to do again and again, but eventually your persistence, your consistency, because will take you on the top of the roof of the mountain. However, the other approach, which we call a smart approach, which actually is not smart, is a faulty approach in my point of view, is simple is that take the helicopter and go to the K2 mountain and that's it, you got the success. Do you see that the success, who will get the really success, who is a truly successful person? That person who use the helicopter and go on the top of the mountain, or who pay the price of each difficulties, and when that person will be on the mountain, that will be the truly leader forever, isn't it? That is the problem of the thinking, that if we change the thinking pattern, we will change our life. And success is not to go on the top of mountain. Success is how you are going on the mountain, top of the mountain. That is a success. The problem is only at the paradigm level, the thinking level. And nowadays lot of people, they want to quick rich scheme as well, or become a quick rich, invest in that business and you become a millionaire. And that they person are still unhappy, these peoples are very poor in leadership qualities. On the other hand, the person who make the million dollar or the pound with hard work, with everyday planning, everyday hard workness, and action plan as well. And if that person is becoming a rich, that person is the true leader, and that person can influence the millions of other people. The person who goes to the helicopter, with the helicopter on the top of mountain, that will not inspire anyone. But that person may be self-inspired. Oh, I'm very smart, I can go to the top of the hill, and but nobody will inspire, because this is very unnatural, and that person will remain unhappy as well. The last paragraph of the things, I would request Jenny if she can read it just before this green writing.
Whether people see it or not, many are becoming disillusioned with the empty promises of the personality ethic. As I travel around the country and work with organizations, I find that long-term thinking executives are simply turned off by psych-up psychology and motivational speakers who have nothing more to share than entertaining stories mingled with platitudes. They want substance. They want process. They want more than aspirin and Band-Aids. They want to solve the chronic underlying problems and focus on the principles that bring long-term results.
Thank you. It's a great reading. So, why Stephen Covey has millions of followership, and why he's so popular, and they have very selective audience. Remember, Stephen Covey, no, not everyone likes Stephen Covey, because Stephen Covey tells you about effective and greatness path of success through pay the price, taking the baby steps to go to the top of mountain. And many people in this world, they don't like, they want to use helicopter to go, and that's it. That is why there are opponent of Stephen Covey and his type of other gurus in the market. Why 7 Habits and 8 Habit are so popular among the great leaders? Like, I belongs to that Facebook community where you are watching me live now. Why people loves habits, and these are the principle-based habits which makes and strike on the fundamental level, not on a superficial or on a cosmetic level of your life. Because you know that your conscious knows that this is so important, That's why you are attached with that book or works of Stephen Covey. And that will also heal your chronic problem of your life, because you have decided to change the life, not with a helicopter, but making step by step sequential developmental process. You are going to change, and that is why the way we see the problem is the problem. That is the main idea with Stephen Covey said. So that is our today's conclusion. I will bring the new things, the next part, in next week, about the how we can fix it, what the level of thinking we need to have, that when we see the problem as an opportunity, when we see the problem as a creative or driving force to go ahead in your life, that I will bring in next part as well. If you have a question, please, or you want to share something, yeah, Ginny, you can.
I feel like with the habits, it's like a ladder where you start habit one and then you go all the way through the habits, and it's such a formula for life, for your relationships, for your work, for everything. But one of the main things I get out of it is the accountability to ourselves and to other people. And in the work environment, the loyalty, the employer misses out a lot, I think, of the loyalty of the members of his organization. If people are like, oh no, I wouldn't leave this company for anything. I don't care if you paid me $20,000 a year, I would stay right here. It is so great. And people say, you wouldn't leave for that jump of a raise all of a sudden? Oh no, I wouldn't. And they think, well, why? I don't understand that. And it's because they have treated them so well in a growth environment that's not micromanaged, or, the micromanagement environment where you're not listening to your employees, you're not listening to what they have to say. They're not able to grow. They don't want to share with you because of the consequence. They don't trust you because you don't trust them. If you can't trust them, then they can't trust you.
Yeah.
And that's all from the not listening.
Yeah.
And, as you said in the marriages, like, let's just, for example, a wife says, I need more time with you. She's telling you what she needs. And the man says, time? I work all the time. I give you a home. I give you, everything you want. I just bought you a new car last week. What do you mean time?
Yeah.
And you don't stop and think, okay, she's trying to tell me something. That's separate. Of course she loves the cars and all of that, but she's saying something. I would like more time with you. Why not just recognize, even in an employee relationship as well, if an employee says, I'm so tired, I'm burned out, you could say something like, you know what, why don't you take a few days and with pay and take a break? And your employee will be like, what? You'll say, well, yeah, if you're tired, thank you for sharing that with me. We'll run this organization just fine. We'll get some help for you. I'm glad you told me you're burning out right now. We don't want that. You're a really
Absolutely.
good asset to this company, and I would like to see you go get that rest that you just told me about. Thank you. That would mean so much to people, instead of saying something like, well, it's a tough job, and if you can't handle it, then maybe you should work somewhere else. I think our response to when people tell us what they need, we should just listen, and that'll give the loyalty on both sides, to us and to the employee.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, it's a great insight you share with us. Absolutely. This is how this idea is so important. And as a boss or as a manager, you must see the things in a very different way, rather than see the problem as the problem. So leaders, they turns the problems into opportunities. And for example, if a customer is complaining about your product and services, and if you are a traditional boss, then if you are hearing or listening the customer, you will irritate and you will see, oh, it's a complaint, it's a everyday complaint again of I want, okay, I will do some quick fix to resolve it. I will do little compensation and say sorry, thank you very much. However, the dynamic leader, how if he or she is listening the complaint from the customer, that he or she will not see it as a problem, but it's an opportunity to fix or to learn some new things from the customer about their product and service, so that they can present more better product or service for them. So that is a powerful idea, and that become a code, a fundamental code for many people. That the way we see the problem is the problem, uh, and that's why the Stephen Covey's work on a fundamental way, on a paradigm level. And to next in a part two, I will bring more stories how by changing the think we get not only solution but the creative solution of the new thing for lasting everlasting changes as well. uh, I would ask my Facebook reader if you can write your comment as well. I can read it for you. There are I think Asad Nakwi, he's watching also. There is Panjal Majumadar, he's also watching. So you can share your thoughts as well. And that's it. So quick notes for today. You can note down the key points is that the people loves to follow quick fix because either they are not aware of true happiness and success roadmap, or they don't want to pay price to get achieved true success for long-term results. That we learned today. We also learned, this is my quote, my personal quote, is success is not to go at the top of the mountain with helicopter. The true success refers to only that how you are taking step by step to go at the top of the mountain. Also, we learned today that rewarding and punishing does not help, but striking at the root can only produce the long-term results. If striking by changing your thought at the thought level. Until I change the way they see the problem, will remain the problematic life for me. Also, we learn until we don't change thinking pattern to see spouse or person beyond traditional role, we cannot feel new and fresh energy and the feelings for each other as an employee and boss as well. uh, Long-term results only we can get by changing our thinking on a fundamentally on a principle centered paradigm, on a character based, and also with an inside out approach, which I will I shared with you in the next part, next paragraph as well. So that is for all. And so after 2-3 minutes break, I will come online again for our new series, brand new series on courage, and we are doing a part one. And what does it mean by courage, and what is the role of courage in self improvement? So you stay tuned with me, and I will come on a Facebook as well and Zoom as well, and you can also join our Zoom classroom as well, where you will have more interactive way to learn more um, speedily and more effectively as well. So thank you very much. I appreciate your presence and your valuable contribution. You can invite your friend and family for these regular Sunday classes, which are free of charge. Huge knowledgeable stuff I try to give you free of charge. I shared you great stories from the great books, from the great authors as well. So it's a great opportunity for you, and invite your friend and family and co-worker and your colleagues to invite for this 1 to 2 hours every Sunday reading. You can join my YouTube channel and also subscribe my blog as well. There will be addresses there. So thank you very much. I will see you in 2-3 minutes until you can grab a coffee. Thank you.